The US has accused Iran of firing on a cargo ship in the Gulf of Oman, marking a serious escalation in security concerns along one of the world's busiest shipping routes. The incident comes at a time when tensions in the strategic waterway remain high, prompting the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, to temporarily suspend its vessel and seafarer evacuation plan through the Strait of Hormuz. According to the United Nations Maritime Agency, the evacuation operation was paused on Thursday after the British military reported that a commercial vessel had been struck by a projectile off the coast of Oman. The attack reportedly occurred shortly after several oil tankers had navigated a UN-backed transit route. The reported strike came just hours after Iran warned commercial vessels against using the route through the Strait of Hormuz without Tehran's approval. Iran's authority responsible for managing traffic through the strait also stated that ships sailing outside designated routes would not be guaranteed safe passage. However, the International Maritime Organization's Secretary General Arsenio Dominguez clarified that the vessel targeted in the attack was not part of the UN coordinated evacuation effort. He added that while several vessels had already been safely evacuated, the agency decided to suspend further operations until adequate safety assurances could be secured. The latest developments come despite a recent diplomatic breakthrough. Last week, the US and Iran agreed to end hostilities under a 14-point agreement. As part of the deal, Iran committed to making its best efforts to ensure the safe passage of commercial vehicles through the Strait of Hormuz without imposing transit charges for a period of 60 days. The latest incident has renewed concerns over maritime security in the Gulf region, with global shipping operators closely monitoring developments in the Strait of Hormuz, a vital corridor for international energy supplies. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, meanwhile, warned that any Iranian tolls on ships traversing the Strait of Hormuz would spread to other waterways like a contagion, as he wrapped up a trip to the Gulf aimed at winning support from regional allies for the U.S.-Iran interim deal aimed at ending their war. We have Major General A.K. Sivach, defense expert, now joining us on the broadcast. A.K. Sivach, sir, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. I'm going to begin by asking a very simple, straightforward question. How fragile is that diplomatic breakthrough per se? You know, technically there is no war at the moment. It's been paused at least for the next 60 days. In fact, this is the beginning of the end of the war is what we were told. But these developments don't seem so.
Yeah, Christian, no doubt about it. There are 4-5 points where there are chances of the war again starting. One is Lebanon. They're not denying the fact Israel is not going to stop attacking against Hezbollah, because Hezbollah in the southern part of Lebanon is a challenge to Israel, especially northern part. And as far as Israel is concerned, it is already gone deep inside up till Litani River, and to some extent up till even Jarani River. So as per this MOU, the war has to stop in all the fronts, and the Israel troops has to come out of Lebanon, which I don't think it will be feasible. Israel may not implement it because Netanyahu domestic constituency also matters, because there are elections in September, October, and he knows that if he shows that he's soft on Lebanon, that is Hezbollah, then the chances of winning are very less, and then there are chances of he's going to a jail. So therefore, as far as Hezbollah is concerned, I don't think Israel will mend its way. The second issue is basically a Strait of Hormuz. This was very clearly made out that Strait of Hormuz will remain open for next 60 days, and there will be no toll which will be levied by Iran. But the way things are going, the IRGC has given some designated route, and the ships have to go through this only. The United Nations International Maritime Organization was basically ensuring the safety of the ship. But the way the attack has been done, by IRGC possibly in Strait of Hormuz, very close to the Oman water, it shows that the Strait of Hormuz is still not completely open, and Iran is trying to dictate terms. So this can be another region where the war can again start. Third issue is there is a difference of opinion on the nuclear sides. As far as US is concerned, it is saying that IEA can now monitor the nuclear installations of Iran, which Iran is saying no, it is not part of it. It will be only can be done after a proper deal is signed. And the next point is that assets which have been frozen, they will be released possibly $12 billion in initial stage. The US is saying that the money which will be released, Iran can only buy the agriculture products of US. Now this is also being denied by Iran. So there are number of issues where there are difference of opinion between US, Iran, and Israel, and the chances of war again starting are there. Though to me it looks like that neither the US nor the Iran wants the war to start. As far as US is concerned, Donald Trump knows that the elections are there, midterm election November, and the point is that also in July there are 250 celebration of uh, independence. So considering that, I don't think US will like to go for war. There is a public opinion in US which is totally against the war, but at the same time he does not want to show also weak. So that's the point which is happening. As far as Iran is concerned, its economy is in doldrum. There are misgovernance, unemployment, inflation. The present administration of Iran wants that some sort of money release, and the economy problem which is being faced by Iran is reduced to some extent. So therefore, considering these two countries, they want a peace. They don't want to go for war. The chances are high. But of course, the Israel wants the war to start. Israel will not abide by the diktat which will be given by US, especially against Lebanon. But all said and done, whatever has happened in Strait of Hormuz, which is almost 20% of where the oil goes of the whole world, is being attacked. It's unfortunate. It can be a point where the situation can go from bad to worse. Remember again issue which is raised by Marco Rubio, that in case if Iran charges the toll in Strait of Hormuz, which is international water, then this can spread to other international water like Malacca State and all.
There is a threat that this could spread further, but then you've seen oil prices finally coming under control. You also see the fact that, like, with the headlines in the newspaper was that now commercial LPG supply in India has been restored to pre-war levels. We're slowly beginning our trek to normalcy as we speak, and something like this, the first impact, even before we can understand what will happen to the peace deal, is what's going to happen to the energy supplies.
Absolutely correct. Krishna, no doubt, deny the fact in case if the commercial ships and the tankers are again disrupted, then you find the oil prices again going up. Very rightly brought out that oil prices have come down. They are now $75 per barrel, and almost the same amount was there before 28th February. So no denying the fact that the prices have almost stabilized as far as oil is concerned. And same way, the LPG and LNG, which almost about 30 to 40% comes from Middle East, its supply was also regulated and stabilized. And the chances were that it became almost what it was there before 28th February. But this incident which has taken place yesterday possibly can put the whole system in setback. But possibly this is only a one incident. Maybe that the talks will be there between the IRGC and also between the US intercooler back channel diplomacy will work. But remember that about 200 ships used to travel out of Strait of Hormuz, and almost 150 to 180 ships have crossed over in last about 4 to 5 days, almost daily. So it looks as if what is happening is whatever was there before the war, almost same number of ships are crossing, oil is flowing, also the LPG and LNG, the situation seemingly looks to be normal, the rates have gone down, but an incident like what it happened in Thursday can give a lot of setback. Let's see how things unfold, but I suppose the back channel diplomacy is working out to find out a solution so that Iran also knows it, that if it stops or it blocks the Strait of Hormuz, then as far as the other issues are concerned, the you can say the assets which have to be released, the economic sanction which has to be taken out, that Iran can sell its oil, there will be a stop on that.
Fair enough. We will leave it at that. Completely out of time in the conversation. Major General Sivach, thank you so much for taking time out to speak to us.